are very proud that you have attained this status, and I think every boss feels happy when his colleagues reaches to the level which we feel pride. And thank you very much, right? And wish you all the best in post-retirement life, right? And I will include you in that club from today.
Thank you very much. मेंबर सर ने अभी अर्जेंटली कहीं जाना है, तो मैं सर्वप्रथम पुलिस से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि आए पर colleagues on the dance, both in service and retired, all colleagues who are seated opposite the family of HR. Very good afternoon to all of you. Well, to begin with, the moment I see Natarajan in the office, he steps in very seriously. With a very serious face, he steps in. But the moment we start interacting, we could see his, the childlike smile, the chubby smile on his face always. The children, when they are small, generally they are chubby, so when they smile, that kind of a smile, and he carries that smile most of the time. That's a good indication of any officer that he should be serious as well as he should be smiling, both in a right proportion. And we have a lot of youngsters over here. We have seen the narration of the qualifications of Mr. Natarajan, that after joining service also he has been able to pursue his academic pursuits, and he's been able to achieve his qualifications, which is an indication that the person keeps growing. And we should all have that inclination, that innate, urge to grow in life, both personally as well as professionally. So it's an indication that the person is growing. So you can also pursue your qualifications, or you can pursue your other pursuits while being in service. And most of the time we have interacted because of certain cases which come up before certain forum, so which he handles. So that's why we have been working closely on certain issues. And Natarajan, I'm sure that he is not a guy who is going to keep himself, resting himself. He is one person who would surely take up some kind of a assignment, maybe after his retirement also, keep himself busy. I would only request Mr. Bawa that should not immediately join his club, because maybe one more week is superannuation. Okay. Certain exhibits which Natarajan used to pass on is the moment you ask him an issue, he says, yes sir, we'll do it. That indication of yes, would keep the person in confidence that yes, the job will be done. That's kind of a indication we should always have in mind. That proactively we should be able to deal with the issues. Then when because we all work for the management, we all work for the growth of the organization. We may be liking certain things, we may not be liking certain things. That is all personal. But when it comes to the professional, we should look at the organization's vision and the vision where we are supposed to be, what we are aiming at. So the corporate goal becomes very important. And all other departments, all other activities of the organization should start getting aligned towards the corporate objectives. So as a team, all departments as a team will have to work. So generally the tendency is to be working silos. Oh, this is my work, so I just did this. But a good executive or a good officer would look at sort of a overall, try to look at the overall objective with which you are dealing the subject. And from that objective we need to work how important it is and how urgent it is. There is a matrix, important and urgent matrix. Some issues may be important and urgent. Some issues may be that needs to be dealt on priority. Some issues may be important but they may not be urgent. Some issues may be urgent but they may not be important. And again some issues may not be important and not be urgent. So you have to prioritize yourself when you are dealing with the issues, when you are dealing with the files, which is urgent and which is important first. Try to deal them. Then again you should look at urgent and not so important. Because that is urgent. Okay. Then you should move towards important files. Sometimes there will be a conflict, but that is rare. So then again you have to deal with that. I'm telling you in general. Especially when it comes to the HR. Because we generally give an impression that things are getting delayed. That's the impression generally the other colleagues, other departments get. HR may get to it gets delayed. So how do we deal with it? Because it may be urgent for the other department. From your perspective, it may not be urgent. So how do you reconcile that? We should look from the angle of others. Because ultimately you are the HR, the finance, the stores department, these are all, support departments. Without your support, the other departments, it will be difficult for them to deliver. They directly interact with the customers, outside customers. But for you, who is the customer? Your customer is your own colleagues sitting in other department, isn't it? And maybe some of the retired people who come to you for some issue, which is important for him, which is urgent for him. You may think, अरे इस retired आदमी है, इसको समय टाइम नहीं रहता, बहुत है टाइम इसके पास ये यूँ आ जाता है. No. Don't keep because we are meant for that. We have to take our retired colleagues also along with us. Because you also will be in issues some day or the other. Isn't it? It's only a matter of time. You will also like to get treated the way you are supposed to be treated once you retire. So retired cases also, we should be able to handle with as promptness as possible. Give a detailed reply. If you are not agreeing to the issue, if your rule does not permit, we generally have a tendency to give 1 or 2 lines. If the case has been examined and it is found not in order or not acceptable, that's all. This is what it is. This is very not acceptable to the other person. He has prepared 2-3 pages representation. He has a logic of his own, isn't it? So please take on certain time when you are replying and give a detailed reply. Why you will not be able to agree to this point. point. Because grievances are of two types. It can be an imaginary grievance. It can be a real grievance. Real grievance can be some case, some rule position you would have not adhered to during that point of time. Whatever it may be there. So you have to deal that in a proper way. Some grievances are imaginary also. Okay, which person may be thinking that he has a case, but administration may be thinking that there is no case. You would have replied 3-4 times also, but still, I would suggest that always treat your colleagues who are in service and who are retired also with an equal compassion. Give a detailed reply saying that we cannot help you. We have also answered to you on such and such day in a more detailed way. Like that, you will have to do. So that once the person reads, see what happens is at the first sight I may not agree. Like let me assume I am a retired employee. I have some case related to medical or whatever. So I feel that administration is not acceding to my request. Whereas administration may be having a point. So first time when I make a representation, I make it with lot of vigor. HR is not doing it. Then next time he will get a reply. Then again you will, the retired employee will say, let me again put forth a point. You should also again give it the same vigor the reply. 2-3 times when you give, he will start realizing, oh yes, I think they will not have no case. But if you give only one line replies and all that, people will not appreciate it. So my, generally we don't read, but my suggestion would be try to go through it and previous replies you have given his representation. Secondly, we get 3-4 representations, then we start replying. इसका फाइल निकाल के हम देखना शुरू करें 3-4 representation लाने के बाद हम ये बोलते हैं कि पहले का ये जो आया नहीं तो डील करते हैं है ना don't do that. Even if you are not being able to answer earlier, connect the old ones and give a proper reply. Okay, and that should act as a basis for you for future reply. So in a nutshell, what I would like to say is, HR department is a department which has to deal with compassion. At times you may lose temper, but yes, you will have to control your temper and start working. Then treat all your retired people as well as your people in service with an equal compassion. And lastly, communicate properly on the file. The meaning should come on the file. So I have seen many times the past tense gets mixed up with the present tense gets mixed up with the future tense, and the future tense gets mixed up with the past tense. With the result, you will never know what had happened when. Okay? So, थोड़ा सा उसको तो सीधा करना जरूरी है. Okay? So, I once again wish Natarajan, who is going to retire at the end of this month, a very, very happy retired life. He must not have, generally people do not attend to their own personal needs like they are in service due to time constraint or maybe due to some other reasons. I'm sure that now he will find a lot of time to maybe pursue his hobbies or to pursue his more educational qualifications. He may attain. The age is not a barrier for doing any in this world, and pray Almighty to give him all happiness and peace in his second innings. And I thank all the fraternity of the HR and other various departments who are here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your in-depth perspective of HR as well as about me. And I am really grateful and thankful and amused and enthusiastic about your words. Thank you, sir. And now, before going further into that, I request the other speakers and I, like Jain Saab and Vijay Saab, as they were in HR, they had a very good, vast and wide experience. When they are addressing, of course, they will also talk about me. My humble request is they also talk about the branding of HR. Because when we do lot of things is morning to evening, always the perspective of HR goes in a different perspective. So I hope please also throw some light on this. Thank you.